Guys, you need to understand that whether you're young or old or older, women will always be there. So when we actually talk about the concept of who gets more women, younger guys or older guys, okay, you have to first understand where they're at in their lives, okay? That matters a whole lot, because whether you're young or old, you may not be getting no pussy, or whether you're young or old, you may be getting pussy from the beginning to the end, okay? So this video is just to debunk a lot of other red pillars out there that believe that women do not mess with younger guys and that they only mess with guys of hypergamy, meaning that they're older, they have more resources, they have more things to their name, okay? Which, yet, that is true for some women, but that's not all of them, okay? So guys, you know when you were in high school and you had different types of people in your school or in your class. These individuals may have been into sports, some might have been into computer science, nerd stuff, I mean, whatever. There's just so many things that you as a child or as a teenager was into, okay? So the younger girls, what did they gravitate to? Trust me, the younger girls were dating, and a lot of them were fucking at that age, okay? We're talking about high school from the ages of 14 all the way through around 18. So 14 to 18, a lot of teenagers are sexually active, okay? And they're not sexually active with older people. Some may be, but most of them are sexually active with their peers, okay? So now, a lot of you guys are going to say, well, you know, when I was younger, things were different, and women maybe did not want me because of X, Y, and Z reasons, or I wasn't good looking when I was younger, and that's why I got no play. While a lot of you other guys may end up saying, no, I mean, I was getting pussy all throughout, right? You have to realize that during those ages, women at that age are just looking for guys that are popular, that are cool, that are relatable, okay? That they look at and they're like, wow, like he's so cool. He's in the basketball team or football team, or he looks so handsome. He's cute. He's this, he's that, okay? There are gonna be a numerous amount of reasons as to why a girl that age is gonna wanna fuck with those type of guys, okay? But those guys are getting pussy. They're getting laid, okay? At a young age. And that may carry out all the way through their entire life, all right? Some may lose that attraction as they get older, while some may not have it when they're younger and they'll gain it when they're older, okay? So you have to realize that everyone is in a different position in their lives, and that's what actually truly matters, okay? So when you get older, you start to realize that, yes, more women are into hypergamy. Why? Because they're getting older too. They're realizing, oh wait, I need resources. If they haven't been able to get their own, you know, get to their bag their own way, they're gonna rely on a man. A man is always the backup plan, and you have to realize that at a young age that's going to be the case in your life, whether you're younger or older, okay? So those women, I'm not going to really talk too much about them, because usually those women are quote unquote hitting the wall. They're older, they're already kind of looking for some stability, some security, okay? But not all women are looking for that. Actually, only a small percentage in the mass are, because most of them are about what they like. Okay? And you have to understand that if a woman likes you, it's because of whatever you have going on for you, not necessarily your money. A lot of women mess with broke dudes, okay? A lot of them. And a lot of beautiful looking women. Women that may have even more money than the guy are messing with those type of guys, because they have something about them that's attractive, which in other videos I talk about what is attraction and how you can build it. And if you have it, how to continue to keep it, because attraction can be lost and it can be gained. Either way, it's all about how you take care of yourself, your mindset, how you move, what you have, etc. Again, based off of the demographic of all types of women, you want to be prepared in all facets of your life, because that will allow you to get pretty much almost any woman that you want. If you want to be a jack of all trades and a master of none, if you want beautiful women in all walks of life, then you have to make sure that you are hitting all these steps that will allow you to be a high value man. You can still be badass. You can still do whatever the fuck you want to do. But you also have to have your things in order if you want to be able to attract other types of women as well. Okay? So now, this thing about young versus old, I see a lot of YouTubers talking about how when they were young, women were really only going after the guys that were high value. They're high value, I'm pretty sure you guys heard other YouTubers say that. When you're young, you're not high value unless you're born into a wealthy family. So all guys that are getting laid and that have girlfriends and that have situationships when they're younger, trust me, they're far from high value. What allows them to get women is their persona, is their looks. Looks matter a lot when you're in high school. If you're nice and lean and very athletic, a lot of girls are gonna like you. If you have a brain, even better. A lot of girls are gonna like you. If you're into certain curriculum activities that are different or that are relatable to those girls, a lot of them will like you. So you have to realize that women that want you are gonna be going based off of what they actually like, whether it's physical, again, activities, mental, all that good stuff. So if you were the guy that weren't getting laid when you were younger, like this guy, trust me, I wasn't getting laid when I was young. It took me to my late teens just to lose my virginity. I wasn't the guy that lost it at 14, 15, 16, 17, all that good stuff. No, I wasn't that guy, okay? I personally was into my hobbies. I was playing card games. I was not worried about how I dressed. Half the time I was wearing bummy clothes. I didn't really care. Even though my parent, my dad, would end up buying me really cool stuff, but it would just be thrown over. There was no style. I wasn't so focused on my appearance. I wasn't focused on my health. And I definitely wasn't focused on my wealth. You see, which those are a lot of key components that are attractive. So guess what? A guy like myself wasn't getting women, okay? It took me onto my late teens and early 20s to really shape up the way I thought about life and start getting the ball rolling. Because at the time, I was just into my hobbies. I wanted women. I always took women out to dates. I always used to buy lunch and dinner and all that good stuff, but I wasn't getting laid. While the guy next to me, the young kid next to me, didn't have to do none of that, didn't even have the amount of money I had, because I was actually doing well when I was younger, and he was getting to fuck all the girls that I was taking out to dinner, okay? So put that in perspective. The girls just liked this guy because he actually had more things relatable, and he was probably better looking than me at the time, had style, had some kind of swag, while this guy had some money but didn't have anything else. And I had it only because of my dad. So let's be real, you know, when you were younger, if you weren't getting laid, that was more of a you problem. You might have been an introvert, which is not so attractive unless you're messing with other introverts that happen to be women. But most of the time when you're an introvert, you're very closed-minded. And a lot of girls are gonna flock to guys that are extroverts, guys that are always the center of attention, guys that don't mind being funny, dorky, assertive, all that good stuff, you know, because when you're a teenager, you're learning a lot about yourself. You start getting involved into curriculum activities such as sports, which allows you to build confidence and allows you to build a physique at that age. So you're athletic. Those are components as to why women at those age groups are going to be into you. So if you were a teenager and you were getting laid, you know exactly why you were getting laid, because you were doing what you needed to do that was attractive at that time. Now, the high school mentality, guys, isn't going to be the same as the adult mentality, okay? Older women, late 20s and above, are gonna have different priorities. A lot of those girls at that age already have children. Obviously, you do have some high schoolers that have children too at a very, very young age, but most don't. Most realistically have children in their 20s or even later 20s. So when you meet a woman that's in her later 20s or older, she's probably gonna have kids, which means that there's a good chance she's gonna be looking for men that have security, men that have good jobs or good careers, okay? That's gonna be a staple for her. She's still gonna go after the guys that she likes. And some women, they play both roles. They go after a guy that's a provider, and they also go after the guys that they like sexually, okay? So those type of women, you might wanna steer clear away from them because they're not gonna really be good for you if you happen to be the provider or quote unquote the beta. While the alpha that may not have money or whatever he has going on will be always the desirable person for that type of woman. But again, we cannot put all women in a category, because that category is too wide to try to place individuals in one specific place. So realize that when you're younger, the women that are younger are going to be into just whatever they're into, okay? Now, typically, there are a lot of similarities between a lot of women. A lot of women have similar tastes, which is why we have this 80-20 rule or 90-10 rule, where we say 80% of the women are after the 20% of guys, or the 90% of women are after the 10% of the guys, okay? This stems from value, okay? So like, we can all agree someone like a LeBron James, right, especially when he was a little younger, would be more desirable to majority of women on this planet, for that matter, than an average Joe. We can use order of elimination that most women will like the guys that have the money, that have the looks, that have the status, okay? That's pretty simple. That's gonna be universal, and that won't ever change, because hypergamy is a real thing. And just besides hypergamy, let's be real, the guys that have money are gonna look the best, they're gonna smell the best, they're gonna be in the best conditions. A lot of them take care of themselves because they have the means to do so. While broke guys, broke men, or even average class men, they're not gonna be able to do what these guys do, okay? So these guys will always, this little category of the wealthy, rich category, they're gonna always have an advantage, because they get to do more with their money and more with their time than the guys that are in the middle, or that are in the deep end, where they're basically, where are you? I don't see you because you broke. But anyways, the point is that older women will have certain priorities, but they're not so different from younger women where they won't go after what they like. Women will always go after what they like. And you have to understand that if you happen to be one of the guys that they like, then guess what? You have characteristics that are attractive to that woman. Now, yes, there is a factor that is important for you to know. When you have women, that does draw in other women. So a lot of rep pillars that are teaching that information, that's very accurate. I can only go based on my life experiences, and I know that's true. When I had women, when I was in a relationship, I was getting more eyes, especially some of the women I was with were very attractive. So when I was out and about with them, other girls will look at me and be like, damn, he's even more attractive. For whatever reason, I sparked even more interest because they see me with a good looking woman, and I'm also good looking myself. So it's like, all right, this guy got something going on. He's good looking, he has this, who knows? There's a lot of mystery surrounding myself as a person. So that woman is gonna take interest, you know, whether she's looking me up and down, which that happened often, or whether she's just dead staring me, looking at me like I'm a whole snack. So that's very important to understand that, yes, when you have women, especially good looking women around you, you're gonna be attractive to more women, okay? But that does not mean that you are going to be attracted to all women. There were other good looking women that would not even look my way. They were not into a beard, or they were not into guys that were hairy. They weren't into maybe my race. Like, a lot of things play a role, you know, my activities, what I'm doing in my life, they might not have been into it, okay? So you have to realize that all women are not gonna be for you. The more categories that you hit, like I said, having your money right, looking good, looking the best that you can, smelling good, taking care of your body, okay? Having businesses, having your own. This is gonna attract a lot of women, okay? So you may not be attractive to all women, but guess what? You're gonna start building attraction to a whole lot of them. So you're not gonna worry about all women, because so many women are gonna be looking your way. The less of these categories that you have under your belt, the less attractive you're going to be. Granted, you can still get pussy, you can still get laid, you can still have a girlfriend, you can even still have a wife, but it's gonna lessen your odds. On this channel, I'm gonna teach you guys how to increase your odds. There are no guarantees, but you can definitely increase your attractiveness for many women. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, whether you're young or old, young men are getting pussy, old men are getting pussy, and all in between. It all depends on what you were doing when you were younger, as to why you were actually getting results, or as to why you were not getting results. And the same goes for when you're older. If you're an older man in your 40s and you don't have your shit together and you look like a bum and you're not taking care of yourself, guess what? Women won't care, all right? And the idea is that women are gonna want guys that are taking care of themselves and that look like they're about something, okay? Look like they're about a business, look like they're about, you know, athletic, sports, whatever it is, whatever that girl is into. But But guys, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. And as always, this channel is all about you. Catch you guys next time.